2018 Volkswagen Golf Estate Review. The good points of Volkswagen Golf Estate: commodious luggage space, generous equipment levels, Golf R performance, economical engines. The bad points of Volkswagen Golf Estate: more expensive than rivals, options within the dear side, still no GTI estate. Under the newest Volkswagen Golf Estate's bonnet resides an array of turbocharged engines both in TSI petrol and TDI diesel forms. There aren't any great surprises using the Volkswagen Golf Estate, which can be partly why it's our favorite load luggers within the lower medium family car segment. Essentially, it's a 7th generation VW Golf which has a bigger boot, so it's a much better bet for families who require more carrying capacity and practicality as opposed to regular medium-sized family hatchback can provide them. The finished outcome is one which shares a detailed family resemblance for the hatch, enjoying its high-quality, premium feel but using a less awkward tail design than its predecessors. Its market segment with a lot of players, therefore, the Golf Estate finds itself on mainstream alternatives such as Ford Focus Estate, Renault Megane Sport Tourer, Peugeot 308 SW and Vauxhall Astra Sports Tourer, together with in-house rivals within the shapes in the seat Leon Street and Skoda Octavia Estate. Increased carrying capacity. At 4,562 mm, the Volkswagen Golf Estate is 307 mm more than its hatchback sibling. That's the primary belief that its boot space increases by 100 liters while using rear seats up. With an extensive tailgate opening, an uncluttered load bay along with a forward-folding front passenger seat to allow for long loads, the Golf Estate is a straightforward and practical car to call home with, but it really's not probably the most spacious inside the segment. Instead you're paying extra with the appointments rather versus the accommodation, using the Golf Estate being generously equipped in SE and GT guises, although buyers who opt for your cheaper S grade will forego many from the niceties and active security measures. Cost-effective to own. Under the modern Volkswagen Golf Estate's bonnet resides an array of turbocharged engines both in TSI petrol and TDI diesel forms. Bookending the lineup would be the 1.6-liter TDI with CO2 emissions just 103 GkM for impressive numbers of fuel miserliness, along with the high-performance Golf Estate R, competent at reaching 155 miles per hour and dashing from 062 miles per hour in only 4.8 seconds. Unlike its hatchback equivalent, there aren't GTE plug-in hybrid or all-electric Golf Estate versions readily available for even more beneficial to our environment motoring. High degrees of equipment. Whichever variant from the Golf Estate you choose, you discover an 8.0-inch color touchscreen from the center console, with incorporated Satan on higher specification models. Also standard through the range are roof rails, DAB radio, auxiliary connections including USB, Bluetooth connectivity, an outing computer along with an electronic parking brake. Unsurprisingly, the most recent Volkswagen Golf Estate is fitted with all the same active safety equipment which the hatchback range enjoys. This means whichever trim level you ultimately choose it will be fitted having an automatic post-crash braking mechanism which ensures the vehicle is delivered to a halt when it didn't stop following your initial incident. Spend extra with a SE or GT grade Golf Estate and other features. Volkswagen calls front assist and city emergency braking are included within the package, because both versions will automatically slow the auto if it detects something in the path. These versions also reap the benefits of adaptive cruise control. Facelift for 2017. Available from spring 2017. The Golf Estate received a light visual facelift, on the new lights, with a lot more LEDs, and bumpers. More important were the under-the-skin modifications, including the revised engine lineup, using a new couple of 1.5-liter TSI Evo engines in 130 horsepower and 150 horsepower outputs available later in 2017. The 110 horsepower 1.6-liter diesel also incrementally increases and chance to 115 horsepower. The verdict. The Golf Estate builds about the hatchback's virtues, having its wide choice of engines, trim levels and premium feel cabin. There may be more entertaining options to drive, though the Golf remains a benchmark that's tricky to overlook. Watch the Total Volkswagen Golf Estate review to view why we rate this premium-feeling wagon so highly. Smooth, economical engines. No hybrid or electric options. Performance versions offer thrills. Depending upon your needs, you can combination a variety of turbocharged petrol and diesel engines with both manual and DSG automatic gearboxes, with all the greatest Volkswagen Golf Estate performance delivered through the R version. Both it and also the GTD are the sportier choices together with the Estate body. Unlike the hatchback, there's no GTI derivative. Neither what is the GTE plug-in hybrid nor all-electric version either. Petrol Power. As part with the 2017 facelift, the fuel-efficient 1.0-liter TSI Blue Motion and 1.2-liter TSI Power plants were dropped towards two revised versions in the 1.0-liter TSI. Entry-level Golf Estates see an 85 horsepower addition of the 3-cylinder engine, producing 175 Nm of torque. A 5-speed manual transmission will be the only gearbox available here, along with the quoted 0.62 miles per hour of 12.6 seconds may suggest how this entry-level engine may struggle while using Estate's weight, specifically when fully laden. Likely for being more popular will be the 110 horsepower version on the same power plant, producing 200 Nm of torque from 2000 revolutions per minute. Available that has a 6-speed manual or 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. It appears to be quite sprightly in some recoverable format, with both versions posting a 122 miles per hour along with a 10.4-second 0.62 miles per hour time. Joining the product range in 2017 are two new 1.5-liter TSI Evo power plants in 130 horsepower and 150 horsepower forms. The former replaces the last 125 horsepower 1.4-liter TSI, plus the latter is bound to GT and Reline models. Performance and torque figures with the 130 horsepower 1.5-liter are yet to get confirmed, but are both available, having a 6-speed manual or optional 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. Regardless of gearbox, the 150 horsepower 1.5-liter produces 250 Nm of pulling power, achieves a highly regarded speed of 135 miles per hour and contains a 0.62 miles per hour duration of 8.7 seconds. Rapid Golf Estate R model. Sharing its 2.0-liter TSI engine and 4-motion 4-wheel drive system together with the hatchback, the Golf Estate R packs a 310 horsepower punch, with 380 Nm of torque at 2000 revolutions per minute, delivering the accelerative force. Worry not how the only gearbox option will be the 7-speed DSG automatic. This remains one extremely quick wagon. Top speed is electronically governed to 155 miles per hour, as it darts to 62 miles per hour coming from a standstill in 4.8 seconds. Diesel derivatives. Smallest on the diesel engines are a couple of 1.6-liter TDIs, in 90 horsepower and 115 horsepower forms. They deliver 230 Nm and 250 Nm of torque, respectively, both driving leading wheels with a 5-speed manual. A 7-speed DSG automatic is available around the punchier engine. While the lower-powered version has yet to possess its performance figures announced, the Goodyear derivative manages 124 miles per hour in 10.7 seconds to the 0.62 miles per hour sprint, in spite of gearbox. The larger 2.0-liter TDI is additionally available in two outputs, 150 horsepower and, exclusively for the GTD and GTD Blue Line, 184 horsepower. 6-speed manuals and 7-speed DSG automatics are provided by both versions. With 340 Nm of torque available, the less powerful version only has a sprightly 8.9 seconds to try the 0.62 miles per hour dash, together with the manual pressing on to a highly regarded speed of 135 miles per hour, 1 mile per hour more compared to DSG-equipped version. For the GTD and GTD Blue Line, torques increased to 380 Nm, still from 1,750 revolutions per minute, which shaves the full second off the 0.62 miles per hour time for manual versions, dropping to 7.8 seconds on DSG-equipped models. Top speed is 144 miles per hour for both transmissions. Smooth shifting DSG automatic gearbox. The optional 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox changes gear seamlessly with not much jerkiness under most driving conditions. It is usually sluggish to activate from standstill, however, causing you to be floundering at roundabouts or junctions. Safe, predictable handling characteristics. Superb traction on Golf R especially. Effective adaptive suspension system. Like its hatchback counterpart, this generation Volkswagen Golf Estate is on an amazing diet, through which it's lost a large 105 kilograms compared which consists of predecessor. Additionally, it's slower and possesses a wider, more muscular stance. These factors pay dividends with regards to improving the handling, which feels barely different towards the hatchback Golf. By keeping how heavy it is closer towards the ground, the Volkswagen Golf Estate has the ability to remain more stable through corners, having a lesser tendency to roll because it sweeps through bends. This also helps in the event the overall weight with the car increases using a heavy payload within the boot. Turn the Golf Estate through corners over a twisty broad and it's a lightly rewarding, pleasant companion. However, it's not much of a sports car wearing an enormous backpack, at least from the lower echelons with the range. The electrical power steering system offers little real feel of what the leading wheels accomplish, but by becoming heavier at higher speeds it compensates for this reasonably well. You can vary the weighting through the driver mode controls. Never do you experience feeling detached through the driving experience, and corners might be tackled quickly due on the Volkswagen's high quantities of traction, amplified with the standard fit XDS electronic differential metering power on the front wheels. Choose the optional adaptive chassis control system to modify between normal, comfort and sport suspension modes through the dashboard touchscreen. Driver and passengers will notice a difference between settings, mainly through the ride quality changing. Thankfully, selecting comfort doesn't result in the Golf wallow through bends, nor does sport. Maybe you have searching the bottom mats for just about any lost fillings. High performance Golf Estate R. With its 4Motion 4-wheel drive package along with an upgraded XDS Plus electronic differential, the second shared with all the GTD, for sharper cornering, the Golf Estate R can be as impressive because its hatchback counterpart. Traction has never been found wanting since the system detects when wheels start to spin and diverts power on the remaining ones within fractions of any second. You can cover ground quickly, but, Although it's not as fast, the Ford Focus Street Estate will probably put a greater smile on the face because of its lariness being cranked up. The Golf R is its more demure foil. Classy cabin is often Volkswagen. Everything seems like it's created to last. Switchgear is deliciously tactile. As using the hatchback, the main Volkswagen Golf Estate dashboard is angled towards driver a lot more than any previous generation, much inside the same way many BMW interiors do. Quality of materials used is incredibly high, with squidgy, soft-touch plastics along the upper surfaces and resilient, firmer components lower down. It appears for being impeccably constructed too, without squeaks or rattles appearing regardless how poor the street surface. Interior revisions introduced in the 2017 facelift feature an improved multimedia system starting from an 8.0-inch touchscreen to your 9.2-inch choice for higher-spec models. The active info-display instrumentation, VW's version of Virtual Cockpit as obtained in Audis with customizable graphics, is additionally available, replacing the regular analog dials that has a 12.3-inch screen. If any minor criticism may be laid at Volkswagen's door, it would be how the interior is a touch unimaginative, looking similar in fashion to just about every other VW's dashboard. Various cubbies and stowage areas are supplied, that are sensibly sized for real-life belongings and detritus we're inclined to handle around, keeping everything tidily hidden away. 3 are located inside the center console, normally the one immediately behind the gear lever concealing a couple of cup holders. As you move, the door pockets and glove box are spacious enough for drinks bottles. Switchgear feels great to make use of and is well damped, the massive touchscreen with menu buttons at its sides being particularly effective. That said, the rotary volume control for your stereo is replaced with a small group of touch buttons once the largest 9.2-inch screen is outfitted. It makes an easy process frustratingly fiddly, meaning it's best to utilize those fitted about the steering wheel instead. The multifunction display between your two main instruments needs a little bit of learning when using the tire buttons, however it soon becomes intuitive. Supportive seats even on non-sporty models. Adaptive damping, a respectable feature. Impressive numbers of quietness inside cabin. It's not an exaggeration to advise that several supposed luxury cars cannot rival the suppleness and refinement demonstrated with that car. Using the Volkswagen Golf Estate, comfort is often a priority, most noticeably inside the way in which it absorbs bumps inside road more efficiently than its key rivals. Seats for the non-performance models are supportive, with modest degrees of side bolstering. They make you stay firmly in position without feeling like you are being squeezed. Even the thicker side cushions for the GTD and R don't think that they're pinching your hips. The optional Vienna leather seating on certain models are firm enough for being supportive for journeys, however they are an expensive option, equating to 10% from the list price for a few versions, despite coming with heated functionality and lumbar adjustment. Whether occupying the leading or rear seats, adults over 6 feet in height will find a lot of space with regards to limbs, while headroom is generous too. The optional glass roof also makes all the cabin feel airier, but creates a slightly noisier cabin. Outer rear seat passengers additionally reap the benefits of sculpted sections inside the bench, even though flatter center section doesn't feel particularly compromised. Opt with the adaptive chassis control package, allowing different drive modes to become chosen, varying the ride quality between normal, comfort and sport. Comfort results in a more relaxed driving experience, cosseting the passengers that has a very smooth ride quality that doesn't affect handling negatively. Switch to Sport Plus. The handling's responses are sharpened, consequently firming the ride quality too. It doesn't become uncomfortable and about the majority of road surfaces, Sport feels no harsher as opposed to standard setup on some rivals. Unsurprisingly, normal is midway between your 2 and X because the default setting. 7 trim levels as a whole from S to R via GTD. DAB radio, Bluetooth and aircon standard on all. Fewer option packs than within the Golf hatchback. There's an assorted range of trim levels to the Golf Estate, which slightly confusingly don't run wholly in parallel with that regarding its hatchback counterpart. Standard Volkswagen Golf Estate equipment. Starting point from the Golf Estate hierarchy is S-grade, which has a reasonable volume of standard equipment, so it's hardly poverty spec. Body-colored handles, mirror caps and bumpers can be incorrect, with contrasting black roof rails, though the wheels are 15-inch steel items, furnished with full-width trims. LED day running lights and partial LED tail lamps were introduced inside the 2017 facelift. Once aboard, you'll appreciate the electric windows all-round, aircon along with the multimedia system's 8.0-inch touchscreen, full of DAB radio, Bluetooth connectivity along with the efficient driving promoting Think Blue trainer. Good value from the middle with the range may be the say. Using SB Casuet is base, Match Edition adds 16-inch Toronto alloy wheels, washers with the automatic headlights, rain-sensing wipers, parking sensors back and front, electrically folding door mirrors and adaptive cruise control. Once inside, you'll appreciate the leather-wrapped multifunction controls, lumbar adjustment for your front seats along with a rear armrest. New on the range from 2017 is Sane Navigation, which, unsurprisingly, is based within the SAE trim but adds the Discover navigation system and CarNet internet access using a 9.2-inch touchscreen. There's a sporty-cum-luxury vibe using the GT. Exterior embellishments compared with all the SAE navigation include 17-inch Dijon alloys, chrome trims around the leading bumper and grille, silver roof rails, LED front fog lamps with cornering function and rear privacy glass. Plushness is ramped up inside with art velours seat upholstery, more chrome trimmings and soft glow ambient lighting. First in the sporty Golf Estates will be the GTD. It mirrors the hatchback's black and silver signature trim along with the 18-inch Seville alloys. In addition to keyless entry and commence, there are full LED headlamps, LED tail lights, active info display, virtual instruments, dual-zone climate control and plaid upholstery. Differing only slightly would be the GTD Blue line introduced in 2017. It rides on 17-inch Curitiba alloys for improved fuel economy, reduced CO2 emissions. Crowning the Golf Estate range could be the R, both with regards to speed and specification. The 18-inch alloy wheels are upgraded to your Cadiz design, plus the suspension's 15 mm lower. There's an R-specific body kit and exterior detailing, including a rear diffuser within the bumper with 4 oval exhaust pipes protruding from using it. Optional Volkswagen Golf Estate extras. As filled with equipment since the Golf Estate is, you might personalize it further with extra cost options. Fancy racier rims? Sure, with some other designs to pick from and 15 to 19 inches depending on the trim level. A massive amount optional solid, metallic, pearlescent and signature paint finishes are offered, complemented by the total leather interior. No Golf Estate has becoming standard. Electrically adjustable front seats may also be ordered. You can upspec your GTD or R model with even darker rear privacy glass, while lower-end models have a Bixenon headlamp upgrade. Practicality is bolstered using the forward-folding front passenger seat and keyless entry, while comfort's further heightened with dual-zone climate control, a panoramic glass roof and adaptive suspension. Conventional analog instruments is usually replaced because of the configurable active info display. Multimedia system upgrades add the Discover navigation versions, together with additional functionality for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and Mirror Link. Additionally, there's various option bundles, but they're not all provided by every trim level, so check while using VW Retailer which combinations are possible. Convenience pack includes an automatically dimming rear view mirror, and automatic lights and wipers. Mirror pack, electrically folding door mirrors with puddle lights that are part of them. Winter pack, heated front seats, headlamp washers and heated windscreen washer jets. High degrees of standard safety kit. But plenty more remains optional. 5-star Euro NCAP crash test rating. Safety of Volkswagen Golf estate models is bolstered by all models being fitted with 7 airbags, including one for that driver's knees. Additionally, ABS, electronic stability systems, and 5 3-point seatbelts with ISOFIX mountings around the outer 2 rear seats are complemented by an XDS electronic differential for much more secure handling. Further precautionary features include monitors for lane departure and driver alertness which can be carried over in the hatchback. Saiyan GT specifications go further with autonomous emergency braking, which detects the proximity along with other road users and brakes with the driver to avoid collisions, and adaptive cruise control to check the distance to your vehicle right in front, keeping a safe and secure distance behind. Although the estate version hasn't specifically been tested by independent safety experts Euro NCAP, the Golf hatchback achieved a 5-star rating, and this too should prove being a safe VW to travel. Sensibly shaped boot space with flexible touches. Spacious, certainly, and not the biggest in college. Forward folding passenger seat a great option. Sensibly, with all the Volkswagen Golf estate, practicality was one with the designer's watchwords. Due for the longer body and increased wheelbase length over its predecessor, boot space has jumped by 100 liters to 605 liters together with the rear seats up. Fold the 6040 split bench to create a near-flat load bay of 8,620 liters, representing a 125-liter increase. If outright space is the priority, though, take a closer look in the Peugeot 308 SW and Skoda Octavia estate, with 660 and 610-liter capacities, respectively. Adding to its functionality can be a boot floor that will accept rectangular loads of merely 831 mm long and 1003 mm wide. Opt with the forward-tipping front passenger seat and overall load length for narrower items increases to 2,671 mm. All that space is of little use whether it's challenging to access, but this isn't a difficulty the Golf estate is affected with, that has a wide 1,031 mm tailgate opening that may swallow 675 tall items. Neither will you be needing biceps like Desperate Dan to lift goods up for the loading lip, due to it like a conveniently low 635 mm from the earth. Neat touches abound, having the retractable luggage cover which could be stowed underneath the boot floor when they are not required. The floor itself may be concerted as much as create partitions within the luggage bay too. If you use up all your space inside Golf estate, all models are fitted with roof rails, which might be finished in silver about the GT, GTD and R versions.